Hello everyone, Josh here with Enemy Impact, bringing you guys some more Epic 7. I know it's been a few days, but I have been busy with a lot of other things, especially other types of content for you guys here on the channel, so I do apologize, but we are back. As you can see, I'm now rank 41. So there are two big things I want to talk about today. For one, where do you get world fragments? What are they used for? And then the other topic is going to be what that character that you use them on, spoiler alert, and is she good? Is she very underrated? I feel that she is. A lot of people don't really talk her up very often, but we're going to talk about how she could possibly be the best free-to-play. And when I mean free-to-play, I mean you do not need to summon her for anything. She is the best free-to-play unit in the game, and we're going to go into all that good stuff. So I hope you guys stick around and enjoy. So let's first jump into where do you get a world fragment, and then we're going to talk about what it is, and then we're going to talk about where do you use it. So let's go ahead and do that. So first, let's go down to adventure. So if we just go to the world map for a moment. Now you're going to want to unlock 3S. I don't know if 2S has one. Let me go double check really quick. I don't believe it did. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so it does not. So you're going to want to first unlock 3S. Now these are in other areas, higher levels. But I feel like if you're, I'm trying to cater more to the newer players, right? So if you unlock 3S, Farsh Frontier, if we go to it, you'll notice down here in the, I believe, the southwestern part of the map, you will see a path that leads to a crack in the world. And you will notice these at other stages of the game, not just this area. And what these do are, they're limited to 3 times a day. Okay, we'll just go ahead and click select team. You can kind of see what's going on here. So they cost 40 stamina. You can do them 3 times a day. They give you better rewards, not necessarily better quality, but more quantity, perhaps. You know, it's more quantity over quality, if that makes sense. And you'll have to beat 5 waves. I believe there's 2 or 3 bosses mixed in as well. It's not too bad. You can come in here with a pretty, you know, bare bones team. Honestly, I'd say, you know, around 40-50k CP, and you should be fine. And of course, we're well over that, and this isn't even my most optimal team. So you can go in here, and what's really nice is you're going to be fighting a lot of fire attribute, fire element monsters. So if you did reroll for Sez, you're already going to be good to go no matter what. So yeah, so when you do that, you will get an item called a world fragment after you beat the final boss. And again, you can do this 3 times per day on all of the different cracks in the world. So keep that in mind. There are several, I believe. So that's really cool there. So once you've gotten the item, what does the item look like? Let's go ahead and showcase that now. Now that you know where to go to get it, what does it look like? So you're going to go to your hero tab, because this is where it'll actually go. Go all the way to your bottom to your 1 stars. And you'll see this item right here called the World Fragment. It is an ice element material, and it is Taurus. And if you click over here on its skill, it'll say right here, Power Fragment. Increased devotion skill grade of starting grade 4 homunculus when used as an enhancement ingredient. So you can use this as an enhancement ingredient and a promotion ingredient. Because you guys know sometimes it'll let you feed in dupes even if it's in the promotion menu. So keep that in mind. And now that you know where to get this, now that you know what it kind of does, for one, you're like, okay, what is a homunculus? Well, right now, the only known homunculus I can really give you guys is the Mercedes. Level 4 Mercedes from both the Moonlight Summon, which is the Celestial Mercedes, and the regular free-to-play one you get. So what do these do for Mercedes? These are literally a free dupe. And you can get several of these a day until you have enough. Now, I did not originally know this until recently, so I wanted to share this video with you. There may have been another YouTuber that might have done this video, but I wanted to do it more in depth and even talk about Mercedes in general, because I feel like she's really looked down upon a little bit too much. But really, we should be maybe investing into her, because she could possibly be the best free-to-play unit in the game, because you don't have to summon for her if you're not going for the Moonlight Celestial Mercedes, but we're actually talking more about the fire element free 4-star that everybody gets for free in the game. So, now that we know all that information, let's go ahead and take a look at Mercedes. Okay, let's talk a little bit about her character and if she really is good and maybe underrated. So as you can see, I've been slowly working on my Mercedes. I finally got her full 4-star awaken. I'm not going to get her a 5-star awaken because unfortunately she shares the same metal, same catalyst as Says. So I definitely had to focus on Says before her. But if she does turn out like I feel that she will, I'll definitely invest in trying to get that 5th star for her so she'll be like fully awakened for now. I don't know if I'll ever go as far as 6-starring her, at least not anytime soon, because your boy got lucky yesterday on a single summon. The daily single summon blessed me with Vildred, so I got to get this boy worked on now, and then I still got Says. So my priorities are a little bit tied up in these two right now. But Mercedes is definitely eye-opening after I discovered the whole fact that you can pretty much just SSS her devotion with those world fragments. And as you can see down here, here is the memory imprint required. So her first memory imprint will take her to a D rank, and she will get a 2.4% attack boost to everyone in your party, of course, except for herself, because that's how the devotion skills work. But with this method, we can actually take her up to an SSS, which I believe is the highest grade, which would, I'm not really sure right offhand how high her attack stat would go at that point, but that is a significant boost. So if you've been playing a lot of people in PvP, even in the higher rankings like Gold Plus, and you see a lot of people running Mercedes and you're a little bit confused, like, why are they running Mercedes? I heard she was bad. Well, she really isn't bad. She is right now currently the only character that we can, for free, 100% free to play without summoning at all, get her devotion to max, and that's absolutely insane. And she's really not that bad in her own right. I think a lot of people are putting the wrong sets on her because she doesn't really have a defined skill that works with a defined attribute. So a lot of people aren't really leaning, in one direction or another. But if you look at her attack, she's got Divine Bolt, acquire 1 soul, attacks 2 enemies with shock damage, and then she has Dimensional Rupture, 3 turns, cooldown. Attacks all enemies with a massive light sphere. When there are less than 3 enemies, damage dealt increases with fewer enemies. So she's gonna be really, really good for the boss fights that usually have 2 guardians around it, and then itself, or maybe they don't have one at all. It's just the monster by itself. So she's gonna do a little bit more damage in those situations. Her final move, her 4-turn cooldown, Blazing Eye of Call. She's got releases the power of Ancient Book to attack all enemies strongly. The lower the enemy's health, the greater the damage dealt. So her paired up with Says and with my Vildred, for my personal team, is going to be amazing. But her being just paired up with Says, in my opinion, is a good combo. Any other big DPSer that you have that can hit multiple units really, really hard, I feel like are a really good combo and a really good co-op kind of setup for Mercedes, and I really, really like that. So her in the fact she's also a fire is also good for me, because then that means I can run a full mono team. I'll have a water, I'll have an ice, a fire, an earth, and if I throw in my Lorena, which I'm also working on, trying to get her special to change, that's a grind. She's dark, so I got a really nice mono team, and I do like to run mono teams, or I'm not mono team, a rainbow team. So really, really good to do that. So I'm definitely working on her right now. But yeah, so what you want to do with her is you want to actually get attack sets on her. If you look at her base stats, I wanted to show you what she looks like with no armor at all. And I'm still grinding for some really good epic armor, because a lot of my attack armor right now is tied up in Lorena and in Says. But I feel like you definitely want to put attack armor on her. A full set of that, which would be 4 armor pieces out of 6. The last 2, I would say you could go a whole bunch of different routes. I would probably personally just put criticals on her. I just want her to hit as hard as possible, because I want her to basically be a truck. I want her to make Says a truck. I want her to make my Vildred a truck, and I want her to make my Lorena a truck. I just want my whole team to be extremely, just going, DPS and hitting hard and getting the missions done quickly. And with Vildred's speed boost, I mean, it's just going to be amazing. So, and if you don't have Vildred, you could run her with Silk. Silk is also really good for that speed blitzing. So, I mean, there are other options to build, a similar team to kind of what I'm doing. But that's just me. You guys can build your own teams however you want. But I feel Mercedes is just, greatly underrated. If you look at her base stats at level 42 out of 50 with 4 awakens, right? With no dupes in her yet, she's at 4 awakens. She's sitting at almost 10,000 combat power, and her attack is at 741. Already, so you can already assume she's going to be a pretty hard hitter. and she's got 2 AoE moves, which are really, really good, and her first move actually hits multiple enemies. So she's a multiple enemy hitter with all of her moves, and they're all very attack oriented. So like I said, put 4 attack set armor, a full attack set armor on her. And then I'd say maybe criticals if you want her to make her try and be a little bit tanky, because her defense really isn't that bad, sitting right now at 426. So I'll definitely work on that. Her HP is almost at 3K too. So I mean, she's not bad in those regards either. So maybe you could throw, you know, if you don't got crits, you could throw in some defense. You could throw in some HP. You can even go with some life steal. I mean, you could, or you can't do that one. Sorry, that requires a 4 set. You could try hit as well. Or resistance. You could even do resistance. I mean, there's a lot of things you can go, but you definitely want to put an attack set on her to completely utilize her full potential. So now that we've talked about the unit, we've went over the moves, let's go ahead and showcase the whole world fragment feature. All right, let's go into it. So let's go to enhance. Then we go down here, and as you can see, they all count as a devotion up. And like I said, you can farm these up every day until you get enough to completely max her devotion. And I see a lot of people not even knowing this is a thing. I was one of those people when I first started playing the game, and that's why I made today's video, and I hope you guys are enjoying so far. I know I've talked about a lot of things. I've dived into a lot of things. You can always pause the video at any time and go back and, you know, in case you missed anything. So let's go ahead and enhance this. So this is going to take her devotion up to, I believe, B. No, it's going to take her to A. Nice. So her devotion skill grade increased by finding a fragment of lost memories. So she went from no devotion at all straight to A, which is interesting because you usually start at D, and then you got to go to B, then C. So I feel like this is giving you more devotion than a normal dupe, because it took me, with just 3 devotions, it took me from nothing to A. We want clear up to 4.8% attack. And remember, I believe the highest devotion is SSS. So we could definitely feed a few more of these in. And you can also feed these in, I believe, into your Celestial Mercedes as well, if you pulled her from the Moonlight Summons. But just being able to just put those in her, giving her that quick attack boost is really, really nice for the rest of the party. Of course, she does not get it, but the rest of the party will. And I just think that's really awesome, because now if you stick her on your team, she's going to be giving all your other units an attack increase of 4.8%. And a unit like Cez, for example, would love that. He would appreciate that additional attack boost. It may not seem like a lot, but if you SSA her and get that up to maybe around 6, 7, 8%, I'm not really sure what it'll max out at. That's still a really big boost, and that's for everybody else in your party. Not to mention, if you give her, like I said, a full attack set, maybe give her criticals or whatever else you want to throw at her, maybe give her a pretty, if you got like a 4-star mage, or maybe even a 5-star mage exclusive artifact that has a really good boost on it, you could throw that on her as well. I don't really have anything right now. I threw this on there a long time ago and just forgot about it. I probably have a better one now. But so depending on how you do your armor, your equipment, your necklace, your ring, and your artifact, how far you awaken her, of course, how many of those dupes that you feed into her, she's going to be a really, really viable unit. And the best part of all, she's 100% free to play. Everything that you can do with her is going to be free to play. You do not need to spend a dime to boost her up. You also do not need to summon or anything like that for her dupes. You don't need to do it because we already have a feature within the story that allows you to go and grab dupes using the world fragments and feed into her, as you guys just saw we demonstrated. So very, very cool. You guys let me know in the comment section below how many of you are using Mercedes. Do any of you already have her at an SS or an SSA, whatever the highest devotion is? And if so, is she doing well for you in PvP? Is she doing well for you in PvE? Is she doing good for you in Labyrinth, in, you know, Abyss, and Hunts, and etc., etc.? What do you guys think? I actually really, really want to invest in her and see how far I can really push this character and show just how good a free-to-play unit can be. And yeah, so stick around here on the channel as we progress and see how far we can push Mercedes. Let's see if we can actually make her as good as a Mercedes-Benz. I'm just joking. That was a bad pun. But anyways, make sure you guys go and hit that subscribe button. Tick the bell so you guys don't miss any notifications when we do any Epic 7 content. Make sure you also join us in our Discord below and join our channel for Epic 7 content. We also do duel links and stuff like that here on the channel, so you definitely want to use the right channel. That way you're only talking about this. And yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. The video is already long as possible, longer than it needed to be, and I'm gonna talk to you guys on the next one. Until then, see you later. Peace.